My goal, which I was not close to, was to see 10 cash patients a day, which to me seemed ridiculous that I'm not seeing that already. I was like, I worked hard, but I didn't have the roadmap to really achieve like a real goal. What am I doing wrong? And it became obvious fairly quickly after talking with you guys.
Yeah.
One to like maybe two on average a day. It's like 40 at most patient visits cash in a month. It was on average about 3,000 after working with you guys after a short period. It's not, I think we're 4x on cash visits, and I think where we're at like between 5 and 10% volume, like patient visits, we're at 30 to 35. Yeah.
So cash collected, what are we at?
I think we're right around 14.
Okay.
1,000.
Okay. In about 3 weeks.
Yeah. So we're like 1,000 a day. So it has like a pretty profound effect throughout the culture in the office. My wife sees me busting my ass, she's proud. Dr. Charles Richardson, DC. My practice is in Los Angeles, city of Los Angeles, or the Valley. My practice consisted, prior to working with Chiro Jump, a lot of, I'd say 90% or more personal injury. And I kind of struggled to get a cash practice off the ground. I would strive to do as much as I possibly could to get the patient better, but without a plan. So I had an idea of a protocol when they would come in, but not like a strategic outlined plan, like a map of where we are to, where we can go with the patient individually.
Yeah.
So I would say that was part of my weakness. I worked hard, but I didn't have the roadmap to really achieve like a real goal. I was trying to get someone better as much as I could in that one visit and see where that takes us, blindly, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question.
How did I guess like what was like the original situation like? Like what were you looking to change your practice? I know you said 90% PI. Like what was your dream practice looking like?
I mean, I had envisioned, there's my dream practice, and there's like, just like I had a goal. My goal, which I was not close to, was to see 10 cash patients a day, which to me seemed ridiculous that I'm not seeing that already. I was like, what am I doing wrong? And it became obvious fairly quickly after talking with you guys. But to touch on like what my dream practice was, I mean, I didn't have like a great vision of that. And I would say the world that dream lived in expanded greatly after working with you guys after a short period. It became obvious, like, wow, this is powerful, man. I don't feel like we're even implementing that much of a shift, but just little philosophical droppings in my mind, like, is completely revolutionized, like what's happening to my practice, And I don't even feel like I'm doing anything that dramatically different. So it's kind of like, it's pretty profound in that way. Like, little tidbits are really opening up all these opportunities.
Yeah. So could you walk through like how much revenue would you say was coming in from the cash paying patients beforehand, like over the last several years of your practice?
It was on average about 3,000. But it could be, so when I deposited, we use like Square, and if I saw 2,700 at the end of the month, I was like, okay, that's cool. That's a PI case cash, right? Like, oh, we did a PI case. And I was like, okay with that, let me at least get that. But, it was like kind of, when I look back and I'm like, man, like I'm saying one or so a day. Like it's like, it's kind of painful. One to like maybe two on average a day. It's like 40 at most patient visits cash in a month. I'm like, I was like, so that's what it looked like.
Yeah. How did you find us? What were your thoughts initially when we first reached out?
I can't remember exactly, but it may have been an email. I think it was an email. And then I think it was a cold email. And I'm like, it's time to try something. Okay. It's like, it's been 4 years since I've marketed. let's do something. It's time. And I just like got lucky. I just like, all right, let's just
Let's
pick you
go.
guys, right? But I'll say this. I went into it with the expectation. I had very little expectations. Like I was like, ugh, they're gonna be like everyone else. I'm gonna hear the same spiel. It's like stuff hits me in my head. I'm like, these guys like they're not unique. They're not gonna
Yeah.
help me. I was anticipating that. And so you want to pause there? Because I mean from there, like it went into like, well, let's schedule the call. Let's see what
Yeah.
the guys say. And then I was like, they're different. Like something different. Like their words are different. They're
Mm.
not using the same corny like shit, to be candid. Like it's not,
Yeah.
wasn't corny. Whereas like I can't bring up the specific phrases that I'm used to, but it was like car salesy, like out here,
Yeah.
right? And so like, but yours was different, and it felt more like if I could put a word on it, like high ticket. It was like, nah, these guys are trained like differently, and they're trained in the way that I want to present myself. So
Mm.
if I'm gonna sell myself, I want to sell myself like these dudes. And I told you the first day, like I don't know what voodoo like stuff you guys just did, but that's what I want to be.
Yeah.
And then I think it became oh, okay. After we opened some doors, I'm like, oh, okay. Closer,
Yeah.
framework. I like that. And like, let's ask
Yeah.
questions, like, oh, wow, why am I so answer based instead of
Yeah.
question based? And like that, I'm barely touching that. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see where that takes me, man.
Let's
If I can
go.
get that down, like,
Yeah.
wow.
That's
And
awesome.
let me just say, like, not even just my practice, like, just like in life, my relationship with my wife, like, learning how important, like,
Really.
asking, hey, maybe ask a question, like,
That's
oh,
awesome. Let's go.
that's important, your
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
that's important. Ask a question. Don't just be like answer based, right?
Mm.
Anyways, so yeah, some philosophy stuff is
Yeah.
like powerful, man.
No, that's amazing. That pumps me up.
Yeah, I don't
Where,
know if you've heard that before, but like that's for
yeah,
real. Like,
I noticed that in myself, I will say, as I started diving into business in general and sales, your ability to just communicate with everyone goes through the roof. And you realize how bad you are at actually caring or like
totally.
asking questions and like really trying to find out how they feel about certain situations and that applies to everyone you're around, right? No, that's so awesome. Where are we at now? Like as far as revenue from cash paying patients every single month?
Yeah, so we're 312. We're almost 5x. I would say, well, we're probably more 5x because I haven't had a legit month to work with. I'm getting a week cut out of me. And
Yeah,
this
because
month even more.
December. Yeah.
And from Thanksgiving. But where we were maybe averaging 100 a day prior on average before working with you guys, we're like 10x because it's not, I think we're 4x on cash visits,
Hmm.
and I think where we're at like between 5 and 10% volume, like patient visits, we're at 30 to 35
Oh,
cash
for cash
visits,
yeah.
cash like
Yeah.
patient visits, like yeah, total volume, but not just that, just the fact that we're getting so much more per visit
Yeah.
now because we bumped
Yeah.
the prices up, and no one even blinked an eye when I had all these patients. I was only charging 75 that I grandfathered in. I bumped them to 125 and they didn't even blink an eye. Like just that alone, like
Yeah.
was huge. And then the per visit average, we're gonna bump that up because we're raising the price to 200.
Yeah.
So volume went up just, based on trying to create plans and then, the pricing. Yeah.
So cash collected, what are we at for December? I know we're not done with December and we're kind of taking off a week for Christmas and
Yeah.
years, but
So we're like, I gotta run the greenbacks because I don't have to count that. But I think we're right around
okay.
14,000.
Okay. In about 3
So
weeks.
yeah. So we're
Let's
like
go.
1,000 a day. Like I
Yeah.
got discouraged because on the 23rd this last Monday, we only brought in 100. I was like, like that brought like, all right, man, we gotta get the. I'm like, whoa, like it's
Yeah.
powerful,
Let's
So and
go.
we're just tip of the iceberg. So
100%.
I think
Okay.
we're gonna see some huge improvements in 2025. I'm excited.
What is something like outside of just the results and number of cash patients we have it coming in every month now? what is something that you didn't realize we'd helped you with that has kind of changed the way you practice? Or can you share a little bit more about your experience working with us?
Yeah. Well, look, you're holding me accountable, first of all, and I take that serious, right? So it, us like trying to develop like a game plan and create these treatment packages. I take that serious, right? Because I don't
Mm,
want to just say, "Hey, come in 24 times." So when you guys
yeah.
had me write it down, like that's when it started to become real.
Mm,
Um, and it made me want to stand out. It made me want to be different. It made me want to
yeah.
invest my time and energy and come up with a real strategy of
Mm,
why am I worthy of these people spending their money on me? You
mm,
know, I need to make it worth their while, right? So you guys,
yeah.
I remember being in my office. I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it like this. It's gonna be drawn out like this. And I feel like implementing like the exercise program,
Yeah.
investing in equipment, kind of like to get them to that point. I wouldn't have done that, like
Mm,
without working with you guys because I wasn't doing packages. And then I had to do it. I had to like follow through it. Not don't just buy the stuff. You like
yeah.
believe in it. Like I believe
Yeah.
in it. I believe it works because I use it myself, but I never implemented it with my patients. So it forced me
Yeah.
to develop that plan of okay, well, how am I going to get them from A to Z? Okay, so but I got to do something. And so then
Hmm.
that forced me, you guys pretty much, and I feel like I don't want to let you down. Right? You're
Yeah.
gonna ask me like, what's going on? And I gotta have some answers.
Yeah.
And I feel like, wow, it's not just like we're creating a package, but it's really something that I became proud of. So
Mm,
when I'm selling myself and I'm selling these packages, I let them know, like, look, this is like my life's work. Like I really
yeah.
sat down and I came up with a real plan that I
Yeah.
believe in, that I know
Hmm.
works. I know it worked for me and I have other people doing it, but I just didn't have everyone doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like so proud of that. Like, wow, man, like we're different now in the
Yeah.
office. Like, and like my staff knows, like they have something to be proud of. Like when they see me working, like we're working hard,
Yeah.
it lifts them up, and they see something special happening. They see the patients
Hmm.
responding to that. It makes them want to be better, do better, and work for
Yeah.
me too. So it has like a pretty profound effect and throughout the culture in the office. My wife sees me busting my ass, she's proud. She
Yeah.
she tells her, look, he's working so hard. And she's working her ass off, like she wants to
Yeah.
she's coming up with all these ideas.
Let's
So it has
go.
she's very creative. So she's like coming up with all this cool stuff that we're gonna do. And so it really launched us,
Mm,
catapulted us to like a different level. So
yeah.
like I said, man, 2025, watch out.
Big
New
year
year.
coming. That's amazing. I appreciate you for sharing all that. What do you feel like has been the most helpful thing? Do you think it has tied into the confidence and the accountability piece, or do you think it's something else?
It's hard to say right off the bat because I feel like each one is special in itself. I would say to start with, you guys help get rid of my self-doubt,
Mm,
but the whole thing does that. But
yeah.
right off the bat, like raise your prices, and that helped me, man. I'm like, no, we got to raise our prices because look, I'm the kind of guy. I'm like, I'll think about it. I'm like, yeah, we should do that, and then I go to do it, and I can't do it. Like I shy away from it. Like you got that little
Yeah.
voice, like that little Chiro Jump voice in the fix. No, no, you're
You
worth it,
got
man.
this.
Do it. You'll
Yeah.
do it. Don't worry. And then like the philosophy comes like,
Yeah.
don't worry about those that like don't want to do that. That's not who you want anyway. And
Mm,
you're going to be working less, but you still make the same amount of money or more. Right. So let's
mm,
like you raise your prices, say you lose like 10, 15, 20%, but you raise your price so much to
yeah.
offset that when you're not working as much and you attracted a better demographic or a different demographic. So I would say, raising the prices was huge, but holding me accountable was just as big because it helped me believe in it
Mm,
fully. So it's hard to say like what's the most important. I think you need
yeah.
one with the other.
Yeah. And I remember the first time we chatted, you were like, "Hey, um, I know I'm worth 200, but I haven't changed the price." I thought, I've been thinking about this forever. I know I would spend that money on me, but you've never done it. And I was like, what are we waiting for? Like, let's do
Yeah,
this thing. Like, if you already know and you know that it's worth it and you know this is where you want your practice to be, like, let's make some changes. And so
yeah,
I've been such an action taker with that. So I can just compliment you there because it doesn't work unless you're willing to put in the work too. So that's one
Right.
last thing I wanted to say with that. Do you mind walking me through like what would you tell someone that's watching this right now, unsure about taking the next step? What would you say?
I would say if you're a practice owner, you know, it's a small investment in your practice. And I feel like the risk is so little that you don't have anything to lose. Just get on the phone, like get on the Zoom call, just listen to them for the first time. And if you don't see the difference, then you can't see it. And if you don't see it in them, you're not going to see it in yourself. And I think they're going to let you really see what your potential is. And beyond whatever you think you're capable of, they think that you're more capable, which is kind of crazy. So I have my ceiling, but their ceiling is way beyond that, which is
Oh,
really cool, right? When you live in a world where you're the only one believing in yourself sometimes, and then you have these people come in, they have a vision, have this framework that's worked. And I think it's just about implementing it, just pushing the right buttons. I mean, I didn't hesitate. It took me, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, and I was like, I looked at my wife, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this. And they're
let's go.
like, you want to make pay? I'm like, I don't want to make pay. I want to put everything on it right now. Let's do
Yeah,
this. Like, I'm not gonna mess around. Like, this is different.
let's
It's like,
go.
yeah, be high ticket. I feel like you guys are high ticket. Be high ticket.
Yeah,
If you want to be high ticket, this is the avenue you gotta go down.
let's go. I appreciate all the kind words. Seriously, it means a ton, and I'm so excited to take on 2025 together. Let's get this thing.
Totally. It's not even kind words, man. It's just it is what it is. Like, look, if I was pulling in 4 or 5 thousand a month, then it'd be hard to be pumped up. And look, I was at 100 to maybe two, and now it's like over 1,000. So that speaks for itself.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.